attention to the propaganda and the misinformation, there's nothing to worry about. We don't have to worry about climate change. Our governments have been telling us it's not a concern. We can approve pipelines and coal mines and coal ports and LNG processing plants. We don't need to consider pipelines. We don't need to consider climate change. And the reason we don't need to consider climate change is because it's not really a problem. It's those damn extreme, radical, foreign-funded environmentalists that are just exaggerating everything. Unfortunately, we know that there's well-established science that tells us that climate change is happening right now, and it's getting worse. We know that there are people around the world already suffering from extreme climate and extreme weather events. We know that oceans are acidifying. Our beloved Salish Sea is so out of balance that oyster larvae and scallop larvae can no longer develop properly. We know that we need to be turning away from using fossil fuels. We know all those things, and we know a whole bunch more. So, who is it that's been telling us that we don't have to worry about anything? This is our government? Just a minute, don't we elect these people to look after the common good? What's up? Clearly, our democracy is in trouble. Christy Clark and Stephen Harper are listening to corporate persons, not to citizens. Fossil fuel madness. I'm going to give you one quick example, and then we're going to move on. So a few weeks ago, the Vancouver Port Authority approved a new coal port at Fraser Surrey Docks. That is such a bad deal that every single port up the west coast of the United States turned it down. And we said yes. You know what we get for that port? We get 40 jobs in British Columbia. 25 jobs at Fraser Surrey Port and 15 on Texida Island. That's what we get. And you know what the price of that is? The price of that is the equivalent amount of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere as all of the cars on the road in British Columbia every year for every year of the life of that port. Are we going to accept yes as an answer? Yeah, I didn't think so. So I have a list here. I can kind of hear people saying, okay, but what can I do? I go out to rallies and it feels kind of like futile. Like, what happens from that? So I have a list of 10 things, and I have lots of details, but in the interest of getting us moving, because everybody's melting, I'm going to do it really fast. So you ready? Here we go. Number 1, be tuned in. The Harper and Clark governments are very good at sneaking approvals through. They don't necessarily show up in the mainstream media. Get on mailing lists. Find out, connect with environmentalists, connect with activists, find out what's going on. Number 2, divest. If you're fortunate enough to have money to invest, make sure it's not in fossil fuels. Do your thing. Do whatever it is you do, but do it for change. If you're a teacher, teach about climate change. Teach about social injustice. Teach about inequities. Teach about all the things we need to change. And if you're a member of a labor union, start helping. Talk to your unions. Plan for a transition that needs to be made. Number 4, pick a cause. We can't do it all. Everybody needs to be doing something. There's so much to do. Focus on inequity. Look at problems with democracy. Campaign for minimum wage. Learn about basic incomes, tax structures. Find a political candidate you can support. On and on and on. I'm going to leave all those out. You guys can find a cause. Number 5, support others who have chosen a different cause or a different approach. We need to support one another. Number 6, change our behaviors. Every little bit helps. Fly less, eat less meat. Drive less, buy less, every little bit. It's not going to change the world, but it will empower you. And by being empowered, that will change the world. Number 7, talk about climate change, not just to each other. Go to work, go to the dinner table with the big family dinners, go everywhere you socialize, talk about climate change, make it an issue. Number 7, do not accept the fallacy that the economy trumps everything. Number 9, support those who do direct action. Somebody sitting in the mud in a rainy day in front of a bulldozer at Fraser, Surrey Docks. And if you decide you want to participate in direct action, please be safe. Please be trained in nonviolent resistance. I'm going to give you a website. It's a really easy one. TSSU.ca. You can go there and find a wonderful instruction manual for how to be safe when you do civil disobedience. And number 10, this is my final point. I'm just about done here. This, I think, is a really important message to all the security people that are here, to the RCMP, to the undercover national security folks. This is a message to all of you. I ask you to recognize the deep frustrations that have built up in the face of this massive failure on the part of our governments. I ask you to pay attention to your own moral compass. Don't allow yourselves to become provocateurs. Don't let that happen. Remember who the real villains are. And when you come face to face with an angry young person chained to a bulldozer and they're yelling at you and they are filled with hate, don't react personally. Have compassion. Remember their pain. Remember they are frightened. They are angry. This is their future. Treat them with compassion and treat them with care. Be gentle. Be gentle with them. And be gentle with us, because I will be out there with them.